back. I'm Kyle. This is Mind Beyond Money, and today I have with me my co-host and brother, Shane.
Welcome back again, guys. Today, we're going to be talking a little bit about regretful purchases.
Being sad you spend money.
Yeah, I know I'm not the only one. I better not be the only one out there with those purchases that you're just like, really wish I didn't do that.
Yeah, why?
Oh man, I have some of those. Some are, older and
beating yourself up after.
Most aren't as recent. I've kind of learned from my mistakes for the most part.
And that's going to be the point of the episode, is trying to learn from those mistakes and really taking into consideration what is regretful purchases for you, and then learning from there, growing from there, and ultimately avoiding them.
Yeah. And the thing is, it's going to be different for everybody too.
Yeah.
What we're going to kind of talk about is a little bit of what is your kind of ROI on your purchase.
Yeah.
And it's not just about money. Money is one aspect.
Right. For those of you who don't know, ROI, return on investment, is what I mean. It's the return on investment.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you can have, obviously, money ROI on something. And so if you made an investment, you purchased a stock, you purchased real estate, and you had a return on your investment, that one's pretty obvious.
It's going to be money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really, as if you get a good positive ROI, you're not going to be regretting a decision like that.
Oh, in investing,
for the most part,
not. Yeah.
You might regret that it didn't play out as good as you hoped. But
yeah. Because, if you hold on to an investment for 5 years and you make like 0.5% or something on it, like,
sucks.
Kind of sucks.
Yeah, for sure. Even with super low interest rates, that sucks.
Yeah.
But say even you just like outpace a savings account by 1%. Say you get like 3 or 4% on an investment while you're learning how to invest or something. Yeah, you're probably going to be pretty happy.
Yeah, because you're at optimal almost, right? Like you're still learning, you're fresh in that example. So yeah, it feels good to be doing better than you were before. At least,
exactly. Right? So I mean, generally speaking, ROI on money that you spend, making money back is going to be happiness. Like whether it's like, oh, I bought this collectible when I was 12 and I still have it. 20 years later and it's worth 55 times what I paid for it. You're going to be pretty happy. Still, right?
I would be happy.
You might not regret it so much. But there are other aspects to ROI, and it can be like happiness.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, like, guys, if you bought a boat and you have like a wakeboard and you spend like 60 or 70 days on the water every summer
each year
and you just love it so much.
Yeah.
Okay. Like, that's probably going to bring you a happiness ROI.
If it's made you happy.
Yeah.
I think a really good, maybe more practical example of this, that's not someone buying a boat. It is a good example, but I think, a lot of people regret day-to-day purchases of like fast food. Okay.
That's true.
But if you buy fast food for someone, say, less fortunate, or say maybe a younger relative, like take them out for a meal, just you and them, or like your kid or something.
Yeah,
I don't think you regret that, because
that's really good.
Look at how happy they are, right?
Yeah,
and that's bringing you happiness too.
Yeah,
like that's worth it.
Being charitable is one. Helping family members, friends. Like I always feel good if I'm able to help out a friend or family member, regardless of if I'm spending money on it or not. But generally it helps
for sure, right? It makes things worth it.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
That is happiness.
Yeah,
and I guess you could say maybe that's not for everybody, but I think for the most part, the point is made that if you can return happiness on it, it's a worthwhile purchase of anything.
Yeah, or maybe it's like, I don't know, like maybe you really like hiking and it's a new pair of boots that makes your hikes more enjoyable, or something like that, right?
Right. It doesn't have to be for someone else. It can be for yourself too. Yeah. Totally. Great examples. The other one, another aspect of ROI is your time.
And a big thing with time is like essentially buying your time back.
Yeah.
A lot of it can be, or maybe it's you bought something that saves you time. Maybe it's in your business, maybe it's just at home. Maybe you're like,
well, yeah, I think business is a perfect example. Like, why do people hire payroll employees, right?
mm-hmm.
Like HR, like you need people to do these things, because as the entrepreneur in the moment, or as the manager, whatever it is, that's saving you so much time.
Yeah.
And that's a great example because it branches off into money.
Yeah.
Right. It'll save you money too.
Yeah. Exactly.
But that time, right?
Yeah. And so there's one aspect there where you're actually, buying your time back as purchasing somebody else's service to do that thing for you. But there is another aspect of that, and it's literally like freeing yourself out of time with your purchases, which would generally be, investments again, where they can start paying you and you can work less, so you have more of that time, which generally you can put into things you like, which
even branching, like investing is a great example again. But talking about side hustles and entrepreneurship, side businesses, all that stuff takes an extreme amount of time.
Yeah.
But most people, I would say one of the most like average reasons that people are doing that, even to begin with, is to free themselves from their current job.
Yeah.
Like they want to be doing something different, or they want to reach a certain point so they can just work on this business and have more free time.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's all about time.
Yeah. Really, that's kind of the currency.
Time
There's money,
is
but
money.
Yeah. Cliche, but it is.
Yeah.
So the next one would be your health, which can also revert, I guess, back to more time, because if you're healthy, then, you probably live longer, and, you might
this is true.
have less issues going into the hospital and stuff like that.
Yeah, I suppose health and time are related in the sense that you can't have more time if you don't have health.
Yeah. And so spending on your health, personal trainer, or, eating healthier, gym membership.
Yeah, different diets or something, right?
Yeah.
Like it might be a little more expensive than fast food or something, but
that can be
a return on your health.
Yeah,
is the big part. Yeah.
And then the last one that we're going to kind of wrap all into one is lowered stress.
Yeah.
And I mean, generally, if you have more time to do the things that you want to do, you're going to be less stressed. If you're healthier, you're going to be less stressed.
Yeah,
that kind of goes hand in hand.
I believe that there are people who have it figured out where money doesn't stress them out.
Yeah.
Right? Or people who have it figured out where time doesn't stress them out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? So I don't think stress accumulates all these things always, but it's usually at least one of these things. Right?
Yeah.
Or I guess the alternate way of putting it is that if you have one of these things in the negative, it's more than likely going to be stressing you out.
Yeah.
Right?
For sure.
And
you can't make this month's rent, you're going to be stressed out.
Right. Now, so relating that to the feeling of regretful purchases now, right? If you go and you buy something and you're laying awake at night just like dreading, why did you do that? What is the impact on all of these things? And now obviously you're stressed out, you're lying in bed, it's late, right?
Yeah. If you ever feel that way and you have the ability to go and return what you bought, do it.
Do it like the next day. Yeah.
I think do it. Usually it takes a lot longer for it to kick in, and you regret purchases that you made a long time ago, and you're like, wow, what was I even thinking of that? Like,
yeah. I think the more you pay attention to that, because I feel like I know I've had that happen to me. Like, why the hell did I spend so much money on this thing, right? Or why did I even buy it to begin with? But I feel like the more you listen to that side of you and actually act positively on it, go return it, go get the refund, go actually act on it and listen to it, the more you become in tune with not making those regretful purchases later, right?
An example that I had I kind of forgot about this when we were kind of planning the episode, but it just kind of popped up to me. It was like, we went to this, it was like a information session type thing. I don't know, like,
okay, like an
come learn about business and learning. Like, Ashley and I, my girlfriend, went, and it was like Damon John from Shark Tank. It was like his thing.
Okay, gotcha. Yeah.
And this guy was there talking on his behalf or whatever, and it was like pretty high pressure sales thing. Gotcha. And we wound up purchasing the course or whatever. And it was gonna be like $2,500. And then we got home and reviewed it and everything. We're like, oh, I don't know, these have pretty bad reviews and everything, right? And we're like regretting it instantly. We're like, slept on it one night and called and asked for a refund on it, right?
Yeah, and disclaimer, that's not to say that that program wouldn't be a great investment for other people.
Yeah, it just didn't seem like it was going to work for what we wanted.
The point we're trying to make with this episode is that you don't need to listen to so many other people's opinions. Like, the biggest thing on this is like really figuring out if it's worth it for you.
Yeah.
Like, I know for me, I have a buddy, he's kind of been in between jobs here and there, and he landed a decent job recently. And one of the first things he did was buy like a new iPad. Right now, that's a great item. Nothing wrong with an iPad. It can do lots of good for you. But being in the situation of kind of bouncing between jobs, he ended up falling out of that current job and had to sell it and take it for an L. Like,
lose money.
Absolute loss, right?
That is the other side of things.
Like, barely had it for, I don't know, like months maybe. I don't know, but like, oh, that just hurts. Like, that's not me, and it hurts.
Yeah. Because it's somebody you care about, right? Too. So.
Yeah.
I mean, it can be tough, right? That's where that, hopefully he's able to look at that and learn, and not, next time he gets another good job, buys a brand new computer.
Doesn't go and get another iPad just to sell it later on. Yeah, exactly. Because basically the happiness aspect, it has to come from like where you're going to be happy, like where you're going to be comfortable. It doesn't necessarily mean how much money you make or how successful you are, or even how much free time you have.
Yeah.
If you're happy working like a minimum wage job, you're getting by, like you're happy, you love life, there's nothing wrong with that. You don't need to change. Like,
no, exactly.
Despite the pressures of this world thinking that you need to become some kind of super success to be happy.
Yeah.
It's just not true. Like, you gotta understand what happiness is for you. And if happiness is buying that iPad or buying just about anything, then work to achieve it.
Yeah.
And make sure you're in a position where you're not regretting it, right?
Yeah, exactly. And not overextending to do things too, where it can, add that stress aspect.
Right. Like, that's a good point. You don't want to cross one of these aspects of ROI out just because it fulfills one other one, right? Yeah. Like, oh, I'm happy driving around in this expensive new car, but I could have settled and been more comfortable in a different car, and instead now I'm all this money in debt and it keeps me up at night. And you could have a million examples there. Just about anything you buy could be put there, right?
Oh yeah. Something really small like a coffee in the morning, or something really big like a car or house purchase can really, it can happen.
Yeah, man. I think that about wraps it up.
Yeah.
Feel pretty good. So stay on top of it, enjoy what you can, and listen to your gut. Listen to you.
Yeah.
Don't listen to us. No.
Doesn't matter what we think.
Doesn't matter what we think. It matters what you think.
Yeah.
At the end of the day. Absolutely.